everything in life is choices. So we could just begin there. But one of the things we know about choices, or two of the things we know about them, is that we don't know the benefits of choices until we have made the choice. And the other thing we know about choices is we face the consequences of our choices after we have made them and utilize them. So in life, if we make choices like, should I rob a bank or shouldn't I rob a bank? Well, there are consequences to it, whether it's a good choice or a bad choice. That's up to the individual. Most of us would say it's a pretty bad choice. But the consequences of robbing the bank is something that each individual has to face.
Hello.
So, once we know that, we can look at it in terms of actors and actors making choices. All right? Life choices are one thing, okay? But acting choices are another thing, which is that once I make an acting choice, if it doesn't work, the consequences don't mean anything because I can change my choice, go back, and try a new choice. So I am not stuck with the results of choices that I make. And this is one of the things that actors are very I have it on vibrate, so when it goes off,
Sneaks up on you.
we want to check it. Actors become reluctant to make choices because they begin it with, well, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Well, that's stupid, because how are you going to find out unless you try it? Okay? So just know that there's nothing wrong in trying choices at all. That's why we have rehearsal. And just starting from that point of view, we have rehearsals so we can make a series of choices and find the ones that work the best. If that wasn't the case, we'd only need one day of rehearsal. Learn your lines, everybody come in, and this is the way it's going to be done, and you do it. Okay? Well, that's not the way it's done. Right? It's not the way it's done in film, it's not the way it's done in television, and it is certainly not the way it is done in theater. So, starting with that understanding about acting choices, how do we make the choices that are going to serve us the best? One of the things that I have heard more times than anything else in casting situations is, why don't more actors risk? Why don't they take more chances? After they see a series of actors come in auditioning, the casting people are frustrated by the actors playing it safe and making their choices. Of making choices that are comfortable and not challenging. Not challenging to themselves, not challenging to their characters, not challenging to their material. Mainly because actors are afraid of one thing primarily, which is looking foolish. And the second thing, and I've heard this so often, it drives me crazy, which is, I'm afraid of being too big. I'm afraid of going over the top. Okay? Well, I like to put this out once and for all right? You cannot be too big as an actor. You cannot make a choice that is too much. It's impossible if you're coming from truth. It's impossible. Okay? What you can do is bad acting. That's too much. But if you're coming from truth, it's impossible. I like to relate it always to a story because I never forgot it. Because I had been at a casting situation just recently to the event I was watching on television, and this goes back to the 70s, so it goes back to a time when I was still auditioning, and they had a huge earthquake in Italy, a really serious earthquake, and there was an Italian woman on her knees in front of a house that had been leveled by the earthquake, that had killed her son, daughter-in-law, and grandchildren, were all dead inside of this leveled house. And she was on her knees, and she kept looking up to the heavens and screaming and pounding on her chest and screaming some more and falling over into tears and coming back again and screaming into heavens. And it was so moving, I can't tell you. Her anguish was just so out there. I dare anyone to walk up to this woman and say, just take it down a bit, it's too much. It's too much. It's a bit over the top, don't you think? It's impossible. It's not. It's real. It's not overacting. Now, are there times when we can make choices that are more than somebody wants? And I've trained casting directors with this one. I will not let them say, especially in my presence, that something's too big. I won't let them use that term. I said, it's not how you talk to an actor. You say you're expressing too much. I want you to feel that much, but I want less expressing of what you're feeling. Okay? That's the difference. You're too big immediately makes an actor self-conscious. They think they're being told that they're overacting. And I train casting directors not to do this. It's dangerous for them, because I've heard casting directors turn around after they've done that and they'll say to me, what's wrong with actors? I just told them that they were too big, and then all of a sudden they weren't giving me anything. I said, because you were inferring they were acting. And actors don't want to be caught acting. I said, you just tell her you keep those feelings, just express less. Actors know what you mean by that, and they know how to do it.